This is a video I didn't intend on making, but here we are. Reading some of the comments in my last video, that's T-72B3 Combined Arms Attack. Yeah, watch it if you haven't seen it. There's my plug. There were some comments on, hey, can you do a video about the T-72B3 versus some Western tanks? And my initial thought was, well, I could, but they're going to get slaughtered. And then there's some questions on, hey, why? Why is the T-72B3 going to perform so poorly? And I'll start by saying that the T-72B3 has been a blast to play. It is a great addition to Steel Beast. It's a lot of fun messing with the thermal system, the new automatic target tracking built into it, being able to finally fight at night with some Eastern-style armored fighting vehicle. But at the end of the day, the core problem is that a T-72B3 is still a T-72. You've just strapped some really cool stuff onto it. So there's a lot of problems that it has just based on how dated the platform is compared to some modern equipment. So before we get started, to give you guys a very basic overview, we've got a company. This is 10 T-72 Bravo 3s, and we've got a platoon of M1A2s. That's 4 of those total. So to make this a little bit fun before I get into the tactical situation, go ahead, give your prediction for how you think this fight is going to go. You can pause this video, leave that in the comments below, and let's see what you think will occur, and then you can continue watching the video and see how it actually plays out. Oh, and for the mandatory YouTuber spiel, yes, hit the subscribe button. There's a bell. You can click that and see videos when they're released. Okay, cool. That's great. Awesome. Now, to the actual tactical situation, if I can talk, what we've got is our platoon, or excuse me, our company of T-72 Bravo 3s has been tasked with seizing Objective Stalin. Opposing us is a tank platoon of M1A2 SEPs. I have arranged them to be about as tactically stupid as you can possibly be. They're all in a line. They're out in the open. They're not really using terrain effectively. There's no defensive preparations. There's no indirect fire that's going to affect anything. You've got a platoon of M1A2s oriented out here in the center pass that we have to maneuver through. Looking at our company, the basic idea is, one, we're assuming that there is a unit to the north and a unit to the south, and we are unable to pass through those units for whatever reason. Maybe they're encountering some resistance. Maybe they've culminated sooner. I don't know. But bottom line, we have to go through this center pass. So how we're going to tackle this problem is very typical in OPFOR doctrine that you'll see in stuff like the decisive action training environment from the U.S. Army. And what we've modeled here is we're transitioning from movement to maneuver. So we're moving into the overall battle zone right here. And the plan is that 1st and 2nd platoon, along with the CO, are going to move forward. Smoke generators activated to cause disruptions to the M1A2's laser rangefinder, make it slightly harder for them to get an accurate range. We're going to move up to this ridge line, basically right here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. Essentially kind of along this position here. Again, terrain's not great, but welcome to the National Training Center. And the idea is we establish a support by fire. With a support by fire established, that is going to allow, good old 3rd platoon here to maneuver through this pass, largely with cover and concealment from our friendly M1A2s on the far side out here. If you can actually see them, I think we're out of visual range. But anyway, they're going to move through here. They're going to go on an assault tactic, and the idea is that while the enemy platoon of M1A2s is distracted and fixed by our element here, these guys move forward, close the distance, and destroy. Pretty simple plan. Let's go ahead and execute it, see how it plays out. And I'm going to go ahead and go into more of a overview, and I'm not going to control any of the units. I'm going to let the AI control them overall, just so it's fair. So again, transitioning from movement to maneuver, moving into line formations, smoke generators are on, moving forward to establish our support by fire positions. Meanwhile, 3rd platoon here is maneuvering forward, trying to get into position. Let's see what is going on with our M1A2s. Yep. Pretty much in position, sitting out in the open. There they are. We've got our platoons starting to basically crest in vicinity here. We've got our first contact with enemy tanks. Expect that we're going to start seeing these guys laying down. Yep. And we've got one tank destroyed. Got some fire going on here. This platoon is now engaging. These guys look like they're still active, or one of them at least. Second platoon has been attrited down to one vehicle. Looks like third platoon is being engaged. Okay, they have a fuel leak, so they are definitely going to be taken out of the fight at some point. Looking at this element here, gunner, right track, so mobility kill at this point. We have lost an element from first platoon. So we're currently sitting at, I think like 4 operational tanks, or fully operational tanks. Okay, third platoon is effectively, well, no longer combat effective. Try to zoom out here. Alright, first platoon has lost one vehicle. Continuing to engage against the M1A2s. CO is getting into the fight, right there. Alright, I think that's first platoon, I believe, is starting to bound forward. They have lost their second vehicle. We're now down to one tank at this point, one operational. They are moving forward.
Over. Re-engage. Fire.
Taking some hits, doing a brave charge, loading an AT-11 Bravo. They're now on mobility kill. Okay, gunner is dead. And I think at this point it's good enough to call it. They're still in the fight, but yep, that's it. Okay, so final result. We've got all of the T-72B3s. The entire company has been destroyed. Let's look at how the M1A2s fared. So what it looks like is they're all pretty messed up. So yep, 2 crew members killed or wounded. You've got a mobility kill there. This tank is no longer in the fight. Not a catastrophic kill, but a mobility and a firepower kill. So that's definitely going back to the depot. 1-4, mobility kill. They'll be back in the fight at some point. And 1-3 is a mobility kill. So essentially what we're looking at here is realistically 2 tanks removed from the fight, 2 mobility kills that can then continue the fight in about 35 minutes within Steel Beast. So, as you can see, that was quite the result. Was it what you were expecting? And did it actually match what you thought was going to occur? Let me know in the comments below. But hey, thanks for watching, and happy beasting.